Click it and then turn it.
Mr. Toastmaster, what are you worth? What are you worth? What are you worth? As I share these things with you today, probably some of my comments might get you a little irritated, hot and bothered, even uncomfortable inside, and that's cool. Don't believe a word I say. And at the same time, don't believe a thought you think, because we're all tainted with a bunch of prejudices, a bunch of preconceived notions, a bunch of things we've been taught that may or may not be good or healthy for us. An empty vessel is the only thing you can fill. I'm going to share two stories with you today, folks, and then I'm going to wrap up just talking about how subtle beliefs can be and how they determine our lives. First thing is I'm rehearsing at church with some musicians, right? And the leader of the group has less musical training than me. However, he's in charge of the group. That's cool. Hey, I went to college for it. We both have degrees. We both are white males in our 30s. And we both are Christians, work hard. Somehow, out of nowhere, comes this comment out of my mouth, and I say, I'm worth at least $200 to $350 a day. Now, coincidentally, I made $350 on Monday. What am I trying to say? The leader of the group, he says, I'm not worth that much. And then the other singer chimes in, I've never made that much. Why the disconnect? What makes me believe that versus him believe different? Is this making sense to you folks? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Joel Osteen, you think he would work for $200 a day? Unlikely. Right? So the guy's a great person. He speaks in front of hundreds of people. He performs. He sings. He seems to have a lot of aplomb. However, if you get to know him a little more closely, his life's a little erratic. Why would that be? His beliefs. Okay? You may say, man, $300 a day, that's pretty great. Someone else may say, that's pathetic. Someone else may say, I'd never even go to an appointment for less than that. And someone else may say, gosh, if I could just make half $350 in a week. Everyone has different standards, different things that they're willing to accept and willing to reject. Do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example, would ever take on a project that didn't have a big, huge payoff? Would he go after anything that wasn't really exciting, really rewarding, really incredible? Would he play small? Is he better than any one of us? Does he have a sexier accent? Okay. The second story I want to tell you about is this other lady that's in the daycare with my wife. And they're chit-chatting about her baby. She has an 8-week-old. And so now our two children are the only ones in that level at the church nursery. And they're talking about her job and how she's going back to work. This person has an 8-week-old baby. Now she's driving 45 minutes one way, almost an hour back, 2-hour commute, 11 hours outside the home per day, kids in daycare, they're all stirred up. Why does she do this? Her beliefs. Right? Why else? We all believe, I have to get a house, I have to get this, I have to have this, I have to have a car note, or I have to have a nice car so everybody thinks that I'm successful. All these things are just beliefs. They're nothing more than what we've been groomed to think. We've conditioned ourselves to think. We've gotten a habit of thinking. Is it healthy? We all think, go to school, get a good education, get a good job, right? So that someone else can determine when you come in, when you leave. Right? I love my freedom. I love it. I can go anywhere, do anything. I can get dressed up. I can dress like a slob. I can do however I want to do, right? And still be fine. It's only because of my beliefs. I was telling Linda the other day, I used to affirm if I could only make $400 a week, and that was like a dream. It's like, man, you know, working 40, 50 hours a week, that was like far out for me. You understand? I was not even close. And I told Linda, now it seems like so low of a goal because my beliefs changed. I didn't change. I just increased the way I look at myself. I increased my aplomb. Right? So I felt sorry for this lady. My wife said, my heart hurts for her. But we all know people like that. Even some of us in this room may be thinking that way. I have to do this. Do you? Honestly, all you have to do is die and live until you die. Everything else is a choice, unless you believe differently. Beliefs are so subtle, they can change the whole direction of your life. Somebody says, you really need to be an attorney, you need to get this degree, you need to do this, you need to go in that direction, and you do it and you realize you're unhappy, and you go, did Tom Cruise sign up for that program? Right? Why do some people go off and achieve mega things and others achieve little to nothing? Okay? So as I wrap up, I want to ask you, in this new year, have you analyzed, have you taken a look at your beliefs? Have you asked yourself, what am I worth? And have I sold myself short? Have I hid my talents? Have I shrunk back? Or have I stood tall? Have I worked on myself? Have I read books that are going to inspire me and lead me to greatness? Or have I just watched movies? What am I feeding myself to make myself think like a winner? Act like a winner. Be around winners, like in this room. Right? You've all mentioned Toastmasters to someone, they said, ugh. Or, yeah, I'll go. Never saw them again. Because they're beliefs. So I want to thank you guys so much today for listening to me. And remember, what are you worth? Mr. Toastmaster.